Hello, Sagittarius. This reading is for June 2026, and we're just going to find out what it is you need to know. Oh, right away, I've got two. I have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is about some kind of conflict going on. This is kind of a win-at-all-cost backstabbing conflict, so that's not great, but we will look into that. And then you've got the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is having to make a really tough decision. Okay, let me get one more, and then I will clarify these. The High Priestess. Okay, so we've got the High Priestess. It came out in reverse. I typically flip them all upright. I don't really pay attention to reversals. I just kind of go how I feel, but I do feel the reverse meaning of this card. So the High Priestess is the psychic of the tarot. This is telling you to follow your gut, trust your intuition. And being as it was in the reverse, I feel like you're not doing that. You're not trusting yourself enough. So let's clarify and find out exactly why. We're going to start out with this Five of Swords. This is a backstabbing, win-at-all-cost conflict situation. He has stolen their swords, and so now they can't fight back. And he is looking over his shoulder, kind of smirking, like laughing at them, right? So let's find out. Sometimes I see this card as like a mental conflict in your own head. But these cards will help me determine. Okay, well, the card that's clarifying that is victory and success. So you're going to gain victory over whatever this is. That's good to know. But death. And something being, okay, the Ten of Wands is a heavy burden. So I feel like this might actually be mental conflict. You just have a lot going on in your head, you know, back and forth. A lot that you're dealing with because you've got the Ten of Wands. That's a really heavy burden. He just wants to set that burden down. But the good thing about the Ten of Wands is pretty soon he's going to reach the finish line and he's going to be able to set that burden down. And you have death. Now the death card sounds scary, but it's not. Death and rebirth is about something having to end so that something new can begin. Because you do have this victory and success. This man has just won the war and everyone's cheering him on. So I feel like it is mental conflict. You've got a lot going on and you're kind of all in your head about it. And with the death card, I feel like that's what needs to stop. Okay, we've got the King of Pentacles. So I feel like almost like you're just being too hard on yourself, you know? And you need to stop the negative thoughts and you need to unload the negative thoughts and drop that burden and know that you've got this. Okay, so this is about a really tough decision. Now, she is sitting on a piece of a rock, basically, here. And it's dark out, the moon's coming out. She's got these two swords crossing her chest because she doesn't want to make this decision. So she's just kind of keeping herself closed off. She's blindfolded herself because she doesn't want to see the reality of the situation. So this is about a tough decision that you don't want to have to make. But the problem here is that you have to make that decision. You can't just sit on a cold rock all night long, right? You have to get up. You have to get up and make that decision. So let's find out more about that. You've got the King of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. Okay. So the King of Swords is a mind over heart, right? So he's very logical. So he is thinking of all of the logic behind the situation. Now, the Four of Pentacles is holding on too tightly to something, not wanting to let go. But then you've got this Five of Wands. Five of Wands is about conflict. It's not seeing eye to eye. I feel like this decision you have to make, let me pull another one, hold on. I feel like it's, do I let go or do I hold on? You have the Ace of Pentacles on one side and the World on the other. Okay. So do you hold on to this thing that seems to be causing some kind of trouble over here? Or do you let go and start fresh somewhere else? The World is about a brand new cycle starting. And then the Ace of Pentacles was on the other side. So when I get the Two of Swords, sometimes I'll pull a card on each side to find out what are these two things she's trying to decide between. Now see in the Four of Pentacles how he's holding on really tightly to those pentacles. He's got two under his feet, one on his head, and then he's got one in his hands real tight. So see, in this Ace of Pentacles, this hand is holding on to that pentacle. So I feel like right now you're holding on really tightly to something that might actually be causing you stress and might be causing conflict. It might be the reason. It might be the heavy burden. And I do feel like as soon as you let go, you're going to be able to unravel all of that back and forth mental conflict. You're going to be able to make a decision, but you need to let go of something. Okay, now we've got the High Priestess. The High Priestess is telling you you already know, but you're not trusting your gut. We have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is something being completely dead, done, and over with. So you already know that this has to end, whatever this is. Page of Wands. Page of Wands is embarking on a new adventure. And the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a lot about self-care and self-love. So I feel like you already know that you need to end something. Something needs to be done. And you need to embark on a new adventure. And you need to take care of yourself. I feel like that very strongly. Okay. I'm going to get a Moonology Oracle card for you to close the reading out. Balance spirituality and practicality. The full moon in Pisces. So let's find the full moon in Pisces. I'm going to read from the book what it says. Okay, it says, have you been so head in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps that you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. Meditate on your question, and the solutions to your issue may now come through very clearly. If you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. Okay. So, meditate every day and see what comes to you. Answers will come. So I don't know if you meditate, but maybe it's time to start. Okay. I think the main message here, though, is to follow your gut. Trust your intuition, because I do think that you already really know the answers that you're seeking. I'm going to leave this here. I hope this helps. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.